I'm immediately regretting my decision to stand up and speak. But I guess it's too late now. Okay. Well, first of all, thank you all for being here. For the past several weeks, I've written down so many ideas of things that I wanted to talk about today. But as I sat writing this small goodbye, I realized that there would not possibly be enough words or the right words to say just the right things, or at least to say the right things without crying, which I'd really like to avoid. Todd and I are honored that BIAB will be creating an endowment fund in our name to bring NCSY and JSU advisors throughout the years, as we've been so lucky to have done for the past several years. It's our way of staying connected to the only place that we've ever called home. And just like the Nesiim in the Parsha that we read yesterday, who gave of everything that they had to beautify the Mishkan and honor Hashem, our hope is that with the money raised for this fund, that we can continue to have a part in bringing a little extra chizuk to Overland Park during the coming years. When Todd and I came to Kansas City 11 years ago, and by the way, for those of you who don't know, it was supposed to be one, I would never have imagined that I'd be the person who I am today, but nothing happens by coincidence. The members of our community, of our show, our family, and each and every one of you had a part in turning me into the person standing before you. If you were around in 1998, then you remember that I was rather quiet. When I worked up in the show office, down in the show office, for Rabbi Schwartz, I hated to answer the phone because everyone here was so nice and wanted to talk. I was afraid that I didn't know what to say. Through the love, attention, and guidance of so many of you, I've gained confidence and developed a strong identity as a wife and a mother. Thank you to everyone who helped shape me into the person that I am today. Living in Kansas has turned out to be the most wonderful decision, besides getting married, that Todd and I have made. I used to complain to Todd that we rarely had adults at our Shabbos table, but now I'd never trade in one of those Shabbos meals. Sorry, this is a little hard. I'd never trade one of those Shabbos meals where my table was full of kids. Some hearing Kiddush for the first time in their life, and then the front door would open. With teens who finished their meal already, and had come to join in and make through the table, both the dishes and the food. This would be a good time to thank everyone who invited us for Shabbos and Yom Tov over the years, and we apologize for not returning the invitation to you. The Talmud says, Mikol Malamda Yiskalti, from all my teachers I have become wise. The Talmida Yoser Mikulam, but from my students I've learned more than from anyone. Obviously, we learn from our teachers, that's what they're there for. But for the teacher to learn from the students is really what it's there. So thank you to the teenagers, past and present, who made themselves feel at home, in our homes, who've asked the questions that made me think in order to be able to answer them clearly, and who instilled in me a sincere appreciation for being part of Am Yisrael together with each of you. I heard a story from my sister in the name of Rabbi Kaufman from Gateshead, England, Allah Shalom as follows. The captain of a certain ship was told by its owner to sail to Australia. No problem, boss, he said, and he raised the sails and set his course and spent the next few weeks navigating the choppy waters. Just before he was reaching his destination, a message was received to turn around and head to South Africa. Instead, no problem, boss, he changed his course and set sail for the new destination. Now at the same time, there was another ship on the same course to Australia. When pirates boarded that ship and forced the captain and owner of the ship to turn their boat to South Africa, the captain stood his ground. I own the ship, and I'm not going to have anyone tell me where to sail it. We are all the sailors on the first ship. We don't decide the course of our journey and pick our destination. Our boss does. We don't know where Hashem will take us or why we'll be sent there, but we trust that it's the right place to go because Hashem will never steer us wrong. We'll read in the Parsha this Shabbos about the Jews wandering through the desert. You know, in Israel, people refer to America as the Midbar, the desert.
I think most of America might say that Kansas is a midbar. And while we all know that we are not in a desert, we should take note of how we behaved 3,000 years ago when we were there. When we complained to Hashem what was lacking, He was patient with us. And when we were b'shalom with each other and at peace and satisfied with what Hashem had given us, we merited getting the Torah. Only when we were k'ish echad b'lev echad, like one man with one heart, displaying achdus, unity, did we receive the blueprints and instructions to live our life. The achdus of Kansas City is unparalleled. When you have a baby, there's help. When there's a simcha, there's help. When there's an illness, there's help. When there's an event to plan, there's help. It's typical of Jewish people to be there for one another, but the unity in our community is unbelievable. It's hard to think or leave a lasting word at such an unbelievable place. It reminds me of a well-known story told in Masechus Brachos of an old man walking in the desert, about to die from dehydration, when suddenly he comes across a beautiful shade tree. He sits in the shade and drinks from the brook that nourishes both him and the tree, and he eats from the sweet and juicy fruits that grow on the tree, and his life is saved. The old man wants to bless the tree and looks at the strong branches full of leaves and asks the tree, Ilan, Ilan, Bama v'rechacha, what can I bless you? Peirotzecha mesukin, that your fruit should be sweet, silchana, that your shade should be pleasant, amat hamayim overes tahteha, that a stream should flow beneath you. You already have all those things. Ella, and so, Yehi ratzon shekol netiosecha yiyu kamocha. I bless you that all your offspring should be just like you. Kansas City, Overland Park, EIV, how can we add anything to what you already are? Your people are friendly, your children are sweet, your generosity is abundant, and you're perfect just the way you are. Ella, and so, we wish that you and your offspring should be just like you, that your children should continue in your wonderful ways, and that you see many years of tzedakah and a chesed bracha.